Hey guys, Gregory here, host of Hooked on Wild Waters. You know, we're about to start filming season 3. I cannot believe how time has flown right by, but it made me think back to season 1 and how we actually filmed more episodes than we share with you guys. And these are what we're calling the lost episodes, and we're really excited to be able to share these with you guys now. And I think you're gonna like the style. It's a little bit different, a little bit unique, and please enjoy this first episode. My good friend KG and I go do a little bit of river bassing on the Catawba River right here close to home for me. You're gonna love it, check it out. Hooked on Wild Water style. As a fan of wild waters, I love to travel all over the world to experience these cool places. However, as a kid, and like most of you guys out there, it's just not possible. I didn't have a lot of money growing up. My dad and I decided, hey, we'll just go in our backyard and fish. And that's where I got my passion for fishing wild waters. Just outside of Atlanta, we fished the Yellow River, and I loved it. It was the coolest place ever as a little kid. So today, I'm in my own backyard where I live now in Charlotte, North Carolina, on the Catawba River, and I'm gonna explain to you why when you cross those bridges going to and from work and school every day, you might want to take a peek over the side because it's wild water out there. If you put a kayak in one time and start catching some fish, I promise you're gonna be hooked on wild waters too, like I am. Lou, let's go, come on, let's go, we gotta go. Come on, KG, let's do this. No more time to waste. The greatest adventures start at home, my friend. So one thing that I did is I wanted to research everything I could about, kayaking and rivers and creeks and how to do it safely, of course. Because I want to catch fish and be safe out there. So I learned there's river gauges. There's a website called usgs.gov that actually tracks all the water data. All the rain we get, it comes down in small creeks, into bigger creeks, into rivers, and then massive rivers and out to the ocean. Well, you need to know the information that's on these graphs and data. So as long as you paid attention in school, you'll be able to read the graphs and read the data and be able to look and find the median level. Because I've found that generally a creek or a river is safe to float and fish, and usually clear enough to fish. That's what's really important, at this median level, or just above or just below the median level on this graph. So keep that in mind, just a little tip there. I'm so stoked this morning to be here right at the launch on the Catawba River with my good friend KG. KG, you'd swear I had like 10 cups of coffee, but I promise you guys, I've had 0, all right? This is the natural high, the natural caffeine from wild water, because I'm about to put in. So got my good buddy KG here with me, and we fished many times together, had a first experience, was actually pretty funny. Maybe we'll talk about that later in the day, but anyway, he's the man, he knows how to catch big bass. I wanted to bring him along, and you excited about today or what?
The water's perfect. It's pretty and green. All the trees are blooming, the dogwoods are blooming, so fish are going on the bed, so it's a good time. So today ought to be really good.
Right, man. The pre-spawn bite should be on. Some fish may be spawning. It's gonna be a mystery. It's gonna be a riddle, an enigma, whatever you want to call it, but we're gonna try to solve it. We're gonna get out and do that right now. I'm tired of talking to you guys. Let's go. Wild water to be had.
This is hooked on wild waters. I've been dodging trees and logs and got hung in a tree. Current's real swift and real clear, so made a long cast, and this nice bass, largemouth bass, ate it. So hopefully we'll catch some more.
Drew, Gregory here, and this is your Angler's Edge tip of the day. As you can see on wild waters, you've got all kinds of cool structure, you know, logs and rocks, and it's really awesome to see and fish in, but unfortunately, it causes you to get hung up a lot more than you would like. I tell you what, if you're not throwing into the structure, into the logs and the rocks, and way up on the bank, and even throwing your lure onto the bank to retrieve it off the bank to start that cast, you're probably missing a lot of fish. That's where they hang out, in the deep, thick structure. So, you're gonna get hung up, and that's just part of the game, but there are a few tips I can share with you on how to get unhung. And one thing I'm gonna show you right now is, I'm gonna throw my Project Z chatterbait over here, and there's a log right here you can notice under the water. I'm gonna wind it up, and uh-oh, I'm hung. Okay, the first thing you do when you feel that you're hung on something, you obviously stop, you know it's not a fish, otherwise it would like taking your rod down, right? So you don't put any more pressure on it. If you start trying to pull real hard and yank that off, you're only gonna bury the barb and bury the hook point further into the log, and now you have to paddle over there and get it. But as long as you don't put any pressure on that rock or that log, you can get it off with a simple trick where you just pop the line. So what you do is you actually wind up, I get the rod almost straight above me, and I'll take my line like a bow and arrow, right? And now it's kind of loose, and I'm just gonna feel where the tip of my rod, there it is, just barely feels that bait, no pressure, and then I'm just gonna pop, you know? Do it again, loosen it up, pop. And there you go, it comes off. So sometimes it takes a few times, and it's a good tip. It's gonna save you a lot of time in the water, so you don't have to paddle over and get your lure all the time. And of course, saving more time in the water means more casts you can make and more fish you can catch in wild waters like this. Lou jumps in, gets cutter, woo! All right, Lou, check it out. Awesome. KG, what's up, man? I think this is a little bit bigger than yours, man. Step up your game. You need to be throwing that chatterbait game. There you go. It's Project Z chatterbait. That's awesome. Pops right out, look at that. Now this is interesting too. This fish, I believe, has been caught before. Check it out, real close here. If you guys can see this on its mouth, look at that. It's like a deformity when it opens. It's not exactly a perfect, you know, normal round mouth. It's got a little deformity right here. And that's probably a sign of where it actually has been caught before. And then sometimes the hook does get in there a little bit further in an awkward position, you know, than we would like. But hey, that's part of life. Sometimes I get put in awkward positions that I don't like either. So it's not a big deal. She's still fine. We're gonna let her go. All right, so that was an exciting fish catch. And you know what? I'm a man of faith, and I have faith that I'm gonna catch a fish on every cast. I'm an optimist, but I gotta think, you know, maybe the Lord had something to do with that fish because we were nice, we were the good Samaritan, we were the friendly angler in the water. We went and passed this guy, and he was nice enough to even give me a tip and said, hey, the other side of the river, there's a nice log there. I've caught a bass there before. And sure enough, we caught one. So hey, there you go. Fish on, fish on, fish on. Good fish too. Come on, girl. Come on. Oh, come on. Gotta get over this log. Get over the log, get over the log. No, 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 over, 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 over. Yes, that's why you got 30-pound high seas braid on. All right, come on. It's not ready yet. Probably shouldn't talk yet because this fish isn't in the boat. quite yet. Slow, there we go, girl. One jump. Woo. Oh! I was talking trash, and look what it cost me. Man. Drew Gregory here with today's Yakin' Tip. Now, the first word in kayak fishing is, of course, kayak, not fishing, right? So these Yakin' Tips are gonna help you guys actually catch more fish on the water, because the better kayaker you become, the better kayak angler you're gonna become, and the more fish you'll catch. So today, we're gonna talk about the paddle strokes. Most people think that there's only one stroke. It's just a forward stroke going like this, right? And this is how you turn left and right. You know, if I paddle on the right side, my kayak turns left. Well, a lot of times they'll see an obstacle in front of them, and especially in a river where you have current moving you downstream, and they'll see, oh, I gotta avoid that obstacle, so I need to paddle hard on my right side to avoid it. Well, paddling forward like this makes your kayak go faster and faster in one direction. What they need to do is get the little bit of momentum they have that's already going when they're floating down the river, and just take their paddle and do this, and almost use it like a rudder. And now they've slowed themselves down, and they can then turn this direction and paddle away from that obstacle, and then correct themselves back downstream. So it's called a reverse sweep, technically, and you can actually use it just to keep turning yourself around. The easiest way to do it properly is you're gonna extend out wide, and it's gonna be very shallow. I'll show you how this works. It's really wide and really shallow in the water, not vertical and not deep, wide and shallow. And you can actually take it, and the easiest way to do it is to turn and look at the paddle blade. It gets your whole body turned, and you can do this and just spin. This has been your Yakin' Tip. I'm Drew Gregory. I gotta get downstream. All right, looks like our slow water, swift water pattern here is about to die out going upstream. It's just getting too swift, and I want to get back downstream. There's a little bit more calm water. There's still current, so we'll be all right. And we'll just make moves down that way, see what we can do. You know, fishing wild waters isn't always about catching bass. It's the more publicized fish, but honestly, this gar fought really hard if you didn't notice, and it's a wild fish, and I enjoy catching it, especially in wild places, so we're gonna let it go. It actually missed my bait. You can see it got hooked on the top of the head. It took a swipe at it, with its huge, long teeth here. Check this out, actually. If you've never seen a gar, you've never seen its teeth, look at this. Look inside that. It swiped at it and missed my bait, and I felt the hit, and I pulled real hard, and obviously it got foul hooked right on the head. So it's pretty cool. You never know what you're gonna catch in wild places like this. That is another reason it makes it so much fun. I'm still looking for that big bass though. That's what I want. I want that big bass that I missed, and there's not much time left. But the sun is starting to peek out, and that could turn them on. Fish on, there we go, there we go. Oh yeah. Oh no, not again, oh God. I had flashbacks. Hang on, baby, hang on. Whoa, wait, yes, thank you, Lou. All right. Woo, redemption at last. Well, it's been a long, hard day of fishing, and I didn't get the big one that I lost earlier in the boat, but you know what? That makes me want to come back even more. I don't want to leave this place right now, but the sun is setting, we gotta go. I got this nice one to end the day, so I'm not gonna complain. And I think I told you earlier, you may wanna pay attention to the bridges that you cross every day going to and from school and work, because big bass live there. Well, you know what? I'm right here below this bridge, and big bass do apparently live here. So case in point, right here. And this is the reason, all of this, why I am so hooked on wild waters. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that lost episode, and I can't wait to share with you season 3 coming soon. We're gonna have new locations, new guests. It's gonna be wild, crazy, and I'm so excited to share with you what season 3 has in store. We're hooked on wild waters.